Good morning, robotics and engineering students. This is a follow-up video to the one posted yesterday regarding building a lampshade. In this video, I'll give you more in-depth steps of actually how to create a lampshade. Hopefully some of you attempted to make your own lampshade yesterday just to give it a try and see if you could do it. Today, more instructions of actually how you might be able to do it. There are several ways to do it, so this isn't the only way. This is just one way to do it. So let's get started. The first thing is have a new file, and we're gonna open up a sketch. I've already done it. You can see down here, I've got all the moves that I'm gonna make for the lampshade, but we'll go through them one by one for you. So we're going to start with a new sketch. Here's the sketch I produced. I started at the origin. I drew up 6, over 1 at the top here, and over 2 at the bottom. And then I used a spline to make some sort of fancy kind of bowing out shape. You can make any shape you want. It should work. You can make any shape you want. This technique should work for any type of shape. You can make yours look a little bit different, even if it doesn't conform to the one I showed you online or here. So here's the sketch. This is what it looks like. You can copy it as much as you want or not copy it at all. See if that works for you. Once you're done with your sketch, go ahead and save it. Hit finish sketch. We'll jump up to the next step, and that next step is to use the revolve tool. In create, we'll find revolve, and we're just going to select the profile of the sketch we just made, and we'll use the blue z-axis as what to revolve around. That'll give us this lovely shape. We'll just kind of turn around and take a look at it. There it is. Nothing too special. Jumping forward again, we're gonna create another sketch this time. We're gonna want to choose one of these two planes, the front or the right plane. We do not want to use the bottom plane for this. It should be evident here when I highlight this sketch, and here you can see it. So I drew some sort of angled piece across the object. Again, this is in the middle of the object, the actual sketch itself. So if we kind of zoom around here, you can see, right, that goes right through the middle of it. The angle is not that important. This is the amount of angle I gave it. You could try giving it less or more and see what that gets you. I made it about 1/2 inch. You can make it smaller or larger depending on what you would like to try. So we just drew this through in here, and we go ahead and finish that sketch. The next step actually is to shell the part. So we'll find shell in the modify menu under shell, and we're just gonna click on the top of the part here, and that you can see will shell the whole thing. If we wanted to take a look at that, we could do a section analysis. Here's a section analysis just so you could actually see what does that shell really look like in real life. Well, here it is. If you want to see it at different parts within the object, we can pull that shell back. Kind of a clever tool, nice to see. So we've got our object shelled. The next thing is, well, how did we come to this? Well, let's just go back. This was an extrude. We used the extrude tool right here. You can see we selected this profile, the blue profile here. I chose symmetric, so it went out on both sides from the center point. So you can see the arrows here, the pull arrows on both sides. I chose a distance. I just took it as far as I wanted to. I didn't give it a limit. And the most important thing here is, instead of join or cut or new body, which you guys are used to, we chose the intersect option. And so the intersect option only allows where the two objects actually come together to be left over. And so that is just this kind of sliver here of the piece that is going to be left over after this move. And so when we click OK, there it is. Now, the next thing I wanted to do is actually give myself a mirror of this. And so actually we'll open this up. Using this plane, I actually mirrored another piece. Almost final thing here is to use a pattern. So here I use the circular pattern. By using a circular pattern, I'll open that up here. I'm going to set the pattern type to bodies because these are two separate bodies. I selected both of these bodies. The axis will again be this Z axis, the blue axis that we want to rotate around. and we'll do a full rotation. And we want to see how many of these do we need, how many actual objects. I have 20. That came from me kind of playing around with some different numbers to see what I liked the best. You should also play around with those numbers. You can always update this number to have less or more objects within this circular pattern. We go ahead and hit OK. Now we're left with this guy. The kind of final step I would do here is to take all the bodies this way. We'll take all those bodies, modify, and we're going to combine them. That just makes them into one body instead of 34 or whatever different bodies, 40 different bodies that we have. So once it finally takes care of all the combining, you should have one object here that is consistent, and you can then go ahead and give it a color, change it up in terms of its material properties as you see fit. And so this is a way to create a nice complex shape, fairly easy. And then we could do add some holes here for the precision of adding a light bulb or something like that to this. And you could actually print this out just like this and use it as a lampshade. Give it a try. Let me see what you guys can come up with. I expect your shapes to be probably different than this, but feel free to copy as best you can or make your own unique thing. Totally fine with me. Have fun and good luck. Bye.